Parque La Conservación as a business. The four factors of production in the transformation process of Parque de la Conservación. The factors of land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship are represented in the things like the habitats of the animals, the personnel in charge of cleaning the facilities and the habitats, the people in charge of the health of the animals, their alimentation, and all their needs, the infrastructure in the park, and finally, in the entrepreneurship sector, we have people in charge of the management and the park, the mesa directiva, and other people in.
Question number 2. Explain in a detailed manner two ways in which Parque La Conservación can add value in its transformation progress. The park can enhance the transformation progress by implementing an educational program aimed at educating people about the significance of animals. This initiative should also consider the considerable impact of global warming. In my opinion, there is sufficient acknowledgement of the importance of this phenomenon, and it deserves special attention considering its effects on both humans and animals. Also, incorporating educational systems, content, and programs can significantly contribute to the advancement of the transformation progress. The second proposal will be conduct in-depth investigations and research to obtain specific information about the various species within the park. This is particularly crucial as certain species have a lack of information, especially this was our case when we were investigating our species that is Chona chavarri. We didn't find enough information about the species, especially information about the reproduction progress and the lifestyle of the animal. I think this is really important, especially because this is not the last case of this situation, and this could always happen with other animals. So it's really important, in my opinion. And this effort would provide clear and specific information about each animal.
Charge of it. The simple analysis of the park will be a conscientization in the social way, an adopt of new technologies for that conscientization, an investment of the profits in the park, and an external investment of other companies, the conscientization and protection of biodiversity, the adoption of new policies, especially the biodiversity and environmental policies and laws, and the proper treatment to the animals. What type of business is the Parque La Conservación? The Parque La Conservación is a type of business called non-profit organization, which means that all the money that goes for profit really goes for the investment of the park, the maintenance and the management, and other things related to it. Parque La Conservación versus Ecopetrol. Ecopetrol is a company dedicated to the extraction of natural resources such as natural gas and oil. In other side, Parque La Conservación is an organization especially do with a mission to protect the biodiversity of the country. Despite having been in business longer than the actual Parque La Conservación, Ecopetrol is facing serious problems. Unlike 70 years ago, today the general public has become more aware of climate change and how it affects themselves. And as far as possible, the public with the resources is trying to abandon classic cars to go with the new models of hybrid or electric altogether. Even so, the oil industry is far from disappearing. We depend too much in products derived from the petroleum and the energy produced with it. We can see the park and Ecopetrol as two opposite sides of one coin. While the park seeks to protect the integrity of the environment, Ecopetrol wants to generate profit uh, by the exploitation of the natural resources and the exploitation of the environment. But there is a thing that should have to be taken into account, and it's that actually the petroleum has a big industry and moves millions of dollars, not only with companies like Ecopetrol, others like Saudi Aramco are one of the most rentable companies on the world. And other global potencies like the United States wants to use techniques such as fracking to extract the natural resources without taking into account the risks to the environment. So there is really no way to make either side of this coin look good. On one hand, we have the company that is in charge of protecting the environment, but in the other hand, we have one company that is in charge of moving millions or billions of dollars in petroleum and natural resources and who has a big industry. So there is no really way to make it to give the reason to any of the parts.
Question number 6. State the mission statement of the Conservation Park in Medellin explain two benefits of having a mission statement according to the two options you choose to add value. Change the mission statement to add the value you propose. The main benefit of having a mission statement is that the mission helps the park to make a plan to have success in search of giving the best service to people. Also, achieving the mission of informing people of the different animals and and know how to protect them and talk about the environmental negative situations that each day is getting worse. All this is made to make people conscious about their important effect in the world. The two proposals will be the first one will be making depth analysis and investigations of the animals will provide richer information about the different species and solving the one of the biggest problems in today's society, that is misinformation. And on animals is even more important to get specific data. And the second one will be talking emphasizing on climate change will make people more aware of how their actions affect the environment. This won't make an immediate change, but this will make a big change in the future, especially educating future generations. And now talking about the last question, that is question number 7. Last but not least, question number 7 is define the define the term corporate social responsibility and how Parque la Conservación applies using at least three examples. Describe them in detail. Okay, what's social responsibility? Social responsibility is the initiative that an entrepreneurship or a business has with sustainable development. In this case, we're talking about how the park will design a plan to make sustainable results or achieve sustainable goals, especially talking about the animals. Okay, my examples are example number 1, corporate volunteering. This is a great example of how social responsibility can affect people, making them join different organizations or programs to make sustainable activities that promote taking care of the environment. In my opinion, this could make things even better, especially because if you make people love and learn how to protect the environment, this can get really good results, especially because I have tried this. I have worked with sustainable organizations and I have created some projects related to this topic, and it's really important, especially to talk with people and make them conscious about what they are doing to help the world each day to be better. Training of employees. This is the second example. This is one of the more important aspects in corporative strategies. When we talk about preparing the people in charge of a business to prepare them to give the best attention to customers and visitors, giving them the best tools and preparation. When you prepare your workers, obviously the direction will be that they will satisfy customers' necessities, giving the best service that they can. This is a great example, especially when we talk about Starbucks. Starbucks has a program to educate their people, like the workers especially, and teach them how to deal with emotional situations, especially when we talk about complex customers or picky eater customers that are people really complex, and they teach people how to control that situations, not only in the in the labor situation but also in the personal situation, how to organize their life to get success in life. And the third example is sustainable strategies are one of the best strategies for saving resources, but also take advantage of them. One good example could be solar energy, which is one of the way to take advantage of sunlight. When we visit Parque La Conservación, I noticed that there are several spaces that can be used to install solar panels and also take advantage of solar energy. This could be a good strategy. First one, because services cost can be less, because if you use solar energy, you are not using APM energy, so the price get lower. And also, we are talking about sustainable energy, so it's obviously better. Okay, thank you. That was my presentation, and I hope you like it.